Dear learners, in this video we are going to watch the configuration of wireless heterogeneous network using Cisco Packet Tracer. Heterogeneous because the heterogeneity lies in the devices and also in the communication media. The aim of the practical is to configure wireless heterogeneous networks using Cisco Packet Tracer. Objectives are as follows: to create topologies for two separate wireless local area networks, to configure wireless interface on each device with IP address in the WLANs, to set the wired equivalent privacy key on each device in the WLANs, to configure the two WLANs with a wired backbone network, and to configure IP address on each device in the wired network, to check communication between the wired devices, wired and wireless devices. So you will be configuring here the two separate wireless local area network topologies, and then you will be setting the IP addresses on each of the devices in the WLANs. You will be setting the WEP key on each of the wireless LANs. Then you will be connecting the two wireless LANs with the wired backbone network, and you'll be configuring the IP address on each of the device in the wired network. And after doing this, you will be testing the connectivity between the devices, between two wired devices, between two wireless devices, and also between a wired and a wireless device. For performing the practical, we are going to consider this scenario wherein you can see a router and a second router. These two routers are connected with the help of a WAN link or serial link. The left hand side of router 0 is a local area network. The right hand side of router 1 is again a local area network, and the network between the two routers is a serial network, that is a wide area network. The local area network 1 belongs to class A with an IP address 10.0.0.0. The local area network 2 belongs to class C network with an IP address 192.168.4.0, and the WAN network, that is serial network, belongs to the class B network with an IP address 172.16.0.0. Now each of these devices on the LAN 1 will be configured with an IP address with a gateway IP address as 10.0.0.10, because the fast Ethernet interface of router 0 will be configured with 10.0.0.10. So each of the devices belonging to LAN 1 will have the gateway IP address same as the IP address which will be set on the fast Ethernet interface of router 0. Similarly here, router 1 is having a fast Ethernet interface which will be configured with 192.168.4.1 IP address. So each of the devices in LAN 2 will have the gateway IP address as 192.168.4.1. You can observe here each of the devices belonging to LAN 2 will have the gateway IP address 192.168.4.1. After configuring the IP addresses as shown here, you will be setting the SSID on the access point as SK on the first access point. You will be setting the SSID on the second access point as SPK, or you may take some other names also. Then the LAN 1 has the wired devices as well as the wireless devices. This component is the wireless local area network formed using the number of wireless devices and the access point. Similarly here, the green network, LAN 2 network, has got the combination of wired devices as well as wireless devices. The access point and these two wireless devices is forming a wireless local area network. Now, after configuring the IP addresses on each of the devices as shown here, the traffic from LAN 1 should move towards LAN 2, and that will be possible by performing the static routing, by configuring the static routes on these routers. While defining the static route on router 0, we'll have to define that router 0 can reach the network 192.168.4.0 via the next hop interface IP, that is 172.16.0.0. 16.0.2, this IP, and router 1 can reach the LAN 1 network, that is having the IP address 10.0.0.0 via its next hop interface IP address, which is 172.16.0.1. So after configuring the static routes on these routers, you will be able to test the connectivity between, say, PC1 and tablet PC1 over here, or you can test the connectivity between any two wireless devices, for example PC1 to smartphone 0 or PC1 to the printer over here. PC1 can send printing commands to this printer, wired printer, as well as to this wireless printer. Similarly, PC1 can talk to this wired PC in the second LAN, that is PC5. Now, output expected from this practical is the successful ping responses between the different devices, the sample screenshots of the WEP key setting, and the sample screenshots of IP address configuration. Now let's move on to the Cisco Packet Tracer for configuring this wireless heterogeneous network. Now we are on the Cisco Packet Tracer. Let's select the components to form the topology as discussed. Let's select the routers first of all. We'll take router PT, one router PT, another router PT. Now we will connect these routers with the help of a automatic connection. Usually a serial link is required to connect the two routers together. Then we'll take two 24 port switches, switch 295024 as seen in the diagram on the right hand side over here. So two 24 port switches are taken. Now let's connect the two 24 port switches with the routers with the help of the automatic connection, but we'll need a copper straight through cable to connect the switch to a router. Now let's connect the devices to the switch as seen over here. Let's take a printer. From the end devices we need a printer. Let's connect the printer to the switch, then a end device PC to a switch, and then let's take an access point, wireless access point, access PT. From these wireless components we'll take an access point PT, and then we'll take again the wireless end devices. Let's take a PC. PC will not have a wireless interface, we'll have to connect a wireless interface on it. Then we'll take a laptop, then we'll take a tablet PC, or we'll first, yes, wireless tablet. Then we'll take a smart device, smartphone, and a printer again. Right. Now let's connect the access point with the switch. Let's connect the computer to this switch. Let's connect the printer to this switch. Now let's connect each of these devices wirelessly with the access point. For that we'll need to set the SSID on the access point, and the WEP key must be configured on the access point. On port 1 of the access point we'll configure the SSID, because port 1 of access point will be connected with the wireless devices. Let's say the SSID for this access point is SK, and here the WEP key required for 64-bit encryption type is 10 hexadecimal digits. Let's take 10 hexadecimal digits as A B A B A B A B and AB. 5 pairs of AB will become 10 hexadecimal digits. This access point is already enabled. You can see the port status is on. Close this. Then now let's check the wireless interface configuration on each of these wireless devices over here. First of all, we'll click on printer. In printer, click on the config tab. In the config tab, I cannot see the wireless 0 interface here, so I'll click on physical, and then I will first of all switch off this printer, and now I will remove the wired interface from this printer and connect a wireless interface on this printer. After doing this, I'll switch on the printer. It is on now, and I'll again check with the configuration tab. I can see now the wireless 0 interface. Now I can configure this wireless 0 interface for the SSID as SK, which is the SSID of the access point to which the printer is connected, and the WEP key should be the same as that is set on the access point, because these devices will require to authenticate using the same WEP key. Close this, because before closing, check whether the port status is up. It is up, so close it. You can see here the port status is up. Now close it. As soon as you set the wireless card, as soon as you configure the wireless card on this printer, that printer gets wirelessly connected with the access point. Similarly, you have to follow the configuration procedure on the smart device. On smart device, on the config tab, I can see the wireless 0 interface. It is already there, so we'll have to just mention the SSID SK, and then you have to specify the WEP key, which is 10 digits, hexadecimal digits, AB, 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 AB. That's it. Close this, and now this smartphone will be wirelessly connected with this access point. Similarly, on tablet PC, in the config tab, I can see the wireless 0 interface. I'll have to mention the SSID here as SK and the WEP key as the 10 hexadecimal digits A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. The port status should be on here. It is on. Fine. Close it. The tablet PC can wirelessly communicate now with the access point. Similarly for laptop, here in the config tab, I cannot see the wireless 0 interface here, so I'll have to click on the physical tab. On physical tab, I can see the wired interface on this device. So first of all, I'll switch off this device and then remove this wired interface and connect this wireless interface WPC300N in the slot provided over here. Then I'll make this laptop on, and I'll check in the config tab for the wireless 0 interface. Yes, it is there. So I'll now specify the SSID here as SK and the WEP key as 10 hexadecimal digits A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. The port status should be on here. It is on. Close this. Now laptop can communicate wirelessly with the access point as seen over here. Now let's complete the configuration on PC1. On PC1, in the config tab, I can see there is no wireless 0 interface. So I'll click on the physical. I'll put this device off first, and then I'll search out the wired interface. The wired interface is connected over here. I'll remove this wired interface, and I will connect the wireless interface card over here. After doing this, I will put on the device again, put the device on, and then check the config tab. In the config tab, I can see now the wireless 0 interface. I need to specify the SSID over here, which is SK, and the WEP key is AB, 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 which is the 10 hexadecimal digits for 64-bit encryption. Close this. Now PC should be able to talk to the access point. wirelessly. Yes, it is able to talk to the access point wirelessly. Now let's configure the IP addresses on each of these devices. The WEP key is set. Now we have to configure the IP addresses. So let's do it for PC1 first. On PC1 we have to configure the IP address on wireless 0 interface. We have to select the static configuration here for IPv4 address configuration. Let's say the IP address on PC1 is 10.0.0.5 and the subnet mask is 255.0.0.0 because the IP address 10.0.0.5 belongs to class A and default mask for class A is 1 octet high and 3 octets low. The gateway can be set from the global settings. Let's define the gateway as 10.0.0.10 as discussed earlier. Close this. Now similarly configure the IP address on other device on wireless 0 interface. Choose the static configuration and mention the IP address 10.0.0.6 subnet mask, then the default gateway from global settings 10.0.0.10. Close it. Then on tablet PC we need to set the IP address on wireless 0 interface using the static configuration. In this we'll set the IP address as 10.0.0.7. The mask will be by default 1 octet high and remaining 3 octets low for class A IP address. From global settings we'll set the gateway as 10.0.0.10. Okay, then let us check the gateway again. Gateway here is 10.0.0.10 which will be the IP address on the faceted interface of router 0. Fine. Now on smartphone the wireless 0 should be configured with the IP address static configuration for IPv4 10.0.0.8 and subnet mask will be taken by default. In the global settings we need to specify the default gateway as 10.0.0.10. Similarly on the printer we'll configure the IP address. The IP address to be configured on printer is say 10.0.0.9. Default mask will be 1 octet high and 3 octet low. From the global settings we'll set the gateway as 10.0.0.10. Now one configuration is required on this PC1 wired PC. We'll click on PC1 and select its desktop menu. Here you will find PC wireless. Click on it and then here you need to click on connect, then click on refresh. Then you will find the SSID here SK. Select this and connect to this access point with SSID SK. Connect. Then again connect. Okay. Close it. We have already put the set the password on PC1. Here it is again asking. So let's put it. AB 10 hexadecimal digits and then say connect. Okay, done. And now PC1 will be able to communicate with this access point. Now let's configure the IP address on PC0 over here. In the configuration tab, select the fast Ethernet interface 0 because it is connected with a cable to the switch 0, so we'll have to configure the path Ethernet interface 0 of PC0. Let's say the IP address here is 10.0.0.1. It is not yet utilized on any other PC. Subnet mask will be by default, and from global settings we'll set the default gateway as 10.0.0.10. Fine. Now on the printer, we'll configure the IP address on its path Ethernet interface 10.0.0.2. Subnet mask will be by default, and in the global settings we have to specify the gateway as 10.0.0.10. Fine. All the IP address configuration on the LAN 1 network is done. Now let's configure the path Ethernet interface of router 0. Let's check the interface number here. It is path Ethernet 0/0, and the serial interface on router 0 is 2/0. So we'll click on router and the config tab and choose path Ethernet 0/0 and the configure where the IP address as 10.0.0.10, which was set as the gateway IP address on each of the devices. The mask will be 1 octet high and 3 octets low for class A. From settings, global settings, we can see the display name for the router as router 0, host name as router. Now we'll select serial interface 2/0 to configure it. Let's configure the IP address as decided earlier. It is 172.16.0.1. Subnet mask will be 2 octet high and 2 octet low for class B. Make the port status on here in order to activate this interface. Similarly, make the port status on for path Ethernet interface 0/0. That's it. This router configuration is done except the static route configuration. Now similarly, we'll configure router 1. Choose this config tab, select path Ethernet 0/0. On this interface, we'll have to mention the IP address belonging to class C as discussed earlier, 192.168.4.1. Its default mask will be 3 octet high and 1 octet low. And from the global settings, we don't have to set anything here, and from this path Ethernet interface we'll have to make the port status on. Now we'll have to set the serial interface of this router. We'll have to set the IP address as 172.16.0.2. Subnet mask will be taken by default 2 octet high and 2 octet low for class B. Make the port status on over here. Close this. So router 1 is also configured for serial interface and the path Ethernet interface. Now let's have a look at the right hand side topology of this router 1. On the right hand side there is a switch, and then there is a bridge. Bridge is connected to a switch. Let's check out for a bridge, USBT bridge. Bridge is connected to a switch, and again a switch is required, 24 port switch. Bridge connects two local area networks together, and let's take two end devices here, two computers as seen in the diagram, and let's take two more computers which are directly connected with the switch. Then let's take a server. Then let's take an access point. Access PT. Then let's take few wireless devices. We'll take two only to have simplicity. Otherwise, you can take many wireless devices here. We'll take smart device and a tablet PC, wireless tablet. Now let's make the connections. Connect the switch to the bridge, connect the bridge to another switch, connect another switch to the end devices with the help of automatic connection, then connect this switch to these PCs, then connect the switch to the server, then connect the switch to the access point. That's it. Now we'll have to complete the IP address configuration on each of these devices. This LAN 2 belongs to the classy network 192.168.4.0, so we'll have to configure the IP addresses accordingly, and we'll have to mention the gateway IP address on each of the device as 192.168.4.1, which is the fast Ethernet interface gateway IP address on router 1. So let's configure the IP address on PC4 from the config tab, pass Ethernet, then assign the IP address here as 192.168.4.2. mask will be by default 3 octets high and 1 octet low. From the global settings, mention the gateway IP address. Default gateway is 192.168.4.1. close it. Before closing, check the port status is on or not. It is on. Close it. On PC5, let's configure the IP address. On the fast Ethernet interface, or you can directly select the desktop menu, choose the IP address configuration. Here you can give the complete IP address configuration including the gateway. 192.168.4.3. mask will be by default 3 octet high and 1 octet low, and the default gateway should be 192.168.4.1. let's check the port status before closing this. Fast Ethernet interface port status is on. Close it. Similarly, configure the IP address on this server 0. Config tab, or yes, config tab, fast Ethernet 0. Port status is on. Static IP address. Let's configure the IP address as 192.168.4.4. Subnet mask will be chosen by default. From global settings, specify the gateway IP address as 192.168.4.1. okay, and then configure the IP address on this PC2. From the desktop option, choose IP address configuration. Let the IP address be 192.168.4.5. Subnet mask will be by default, and specify the gateway as 192.168.4.1. that's it. Similarly, on this another PC, IP address configuration 192.168.4.6. subnet mask default gateway will be 192.168.4.1. fine. Now IP address configuration is done on this wired devices. Now let's perform the wireless configuration on access point first. On the access point, in the configuration, select port 1, specify the SSID as say SPK, and the WEP password as 10 hexadecimal digits: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. F. Port status is on. Close it. Then on the smartphone, check out the configuration. On smartphone, wireless 0 interface is available. Select it. Then mention the SSID here as SPK and set the WEP key here as 10 times F. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Make the port status on here. It is already on. Close it. As soon as you set the wireless 0 interface on smartphone, it starts communicating with the access point here. Similarly, perform the wireless configuration on this wireless tablet. Select the wireless 0 interface. Specify the SSID as SPK and set the WEP key as 10 times F. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. It should be 10 hexadecimal digits for 64-bit encryption. Close it. Now tablet should also be able to communicate with the access point. Now entire IP address configuration is performed here except the static route configuration on the routers. Now let's do it on router 0. We'll have to specify the static route as this router 0 can reach the network 192.168.4.0. Network address should end with a 0 or an even number. Here in this case we have set the LAN 2 network with an IP address 192.168.4.0. Mask we have to specify here. For class C it is 3 octets high and 1 octet low. Then next hop for this is the IP address of the path interface of router, next router, that is 172.16.0.2. Add this entry in its routing table. Okay, close it. Similarly on router 1 static configuration, mention the network which this router can reach. It can reach the network 10.0.0.0, which is the LAN 1 network. Mask for class A is 255.0.0.0. Next hop will be the path-threaded interface IP address for the first router, that is 172.16.0.1. Add this route on this router. Fine. Now let us check the connectivity. Let us check the ping responses from every PC to every PC in the network. Now let's ping the IP address of this tablet PC. The tablet PC on the right hand side is having IP address. Its IP address is not seen up. Let us check it again. From the configuration setting on wireless 0, the IP address is not set here, so we'll set it by choosing the static option here. So 192.168.4.8. this was not configured on any other device. The subnet mask will be by default, and that's it. And let us check the IP address on this smartphone. The IP address on smartphone should be set using the static configuration. Let it be 192.168.4.9. Subnet mask will be 3 octet high and 1 octet low for class C. Close it. Now let's check whether these computers are up with the IP address. Yes, this wireless tablet is having IP address 4.8 and the smartphone is having the IP address 4.9. Now let us check the connectivity between these two devices by using the ping response, by using the ping tool on this desktop. option of smartphone, let us use the ping command. Ping 192.168.4.8, which is the IP address of the wireless tablet. We are getting the successful ping response from the smartphone for the wireless tablet. Now similarly, we can check the connectivity between this PC4 and this wireless tablet. So I will ping the IP address of PC4, which is 4.2 from this wireless tablet. So our wireless tablet, I'll select the desktop menu, and here I'll select the command prompt. I will use the ping command for 192.168.4.2. If I get the successful ping response, means this wireless tablet can successfully communicate with the PC. So we have got the successful ping response here. So now this means that tablet PC can communicate with PC4. Now let us check the connectivity between this PC2 over here and this tablet PC. The PC2 is having the IP address 4.5 and tablet PC is having IP address 4.8. So we will ping the 4.8 IP address from this PC from the desktop menu or config menu here on this PC. The desktop menu is not showing the command prompt. Yes, it is showing now. On command prompt, I will ping the IP address of 192.168.4.8. I should get the successful ping response from the wireless tablet. Yes, I am getting it. So it means that PC can talk to that wireless tablet. Now connectivity is checked inside this network, right hand side LAN network. Now let us check the connectivity between the right hand side LAN network and the left hand side LAN network. So let us ping the IP address of, say, this wireless tablet PC0 in LAN 1 with wireless tablet PC1 in LAN 2. The tablet PC in LAN 1 is having the IP address 10.0.0.7. So let us check the connectivity between this tablet PC in LAN 1 with tablet PC in LAN 2. On the tablet PC of LAN 2, I will use the command prompt and I will check the ping response from the tablet PC of LAN 1. The IP address of that tablet PC just now we have verified it is 10.0.0.7. I should get the successful ping response here. If I get the successful ping response, it means that the devices can communicate with each other. Sometimes it takes time to display the response. Let us wait. Let us check it again. Otherwise, we'll have to check the static route configuration on the routers. On this router 0, we have defined the static route as it can reach 4.0 network via 172.16.0.2. That is correct. And let us check the port status here. It is on. Port status for serial interface, it is on. Now let us check the static route on router 1. Router 1 can reach this 10.0.0.0 network via 172.16.0.1. Let me check the fast Ethernet interface IP address here. The fast Ethernet interface IP address is 192.160.4.1. Let me check the fast Ethernet interface IP address on router 0. It is 10.0.0.0. It is correct. Serial interface IP address is 172.16.0.1. It is correct. Similarly, here on this router, the serial interface IP address should be 172.16.0.2. It is correct. Now let us check the connectivity between any other two devices here. Let us check the connectivity between this PC1 and PC4. So PC4, from PC4 I will ping the IP address of PC1. PC1 has IP address, I guess, 10.0.0.1. Let us check it. Ping 10.0.0.1. Yes, got the successful ping response. Means these two PCs lying in different networks are now able to communicate. Let us check whether this PC can send a print command to this printer, to both the printers in this LAN. IP address of this wireless printer is 10.9 and IP address of wired printer is 10.2. So from PC1 we will ping 10.9 first for the wireless printer, ping 10.0.0.9. We should get the successful ping response. Let's check for the wired printer. The wired printer IP address we'll have to check. The IP address of wired printer is 10.2. Now let's check the printer one for wireless zero interface configuration. Its port status is on, WEP key is set properly, and its IP address is 10.0.0.9, and the SSID is also set to SK. Everything is fine on this. On PC1 we will check the wireless zero interface configuration. Wireless zero interface configuration includes the IP address. Yeah, here the IP address is not set. We'll set the IP address as 10.0.0. say 20 to avoid the IP address conflict. And the SSID should be set here. SK and WEP key is also set. Now let us try to ping again the IP address of the two printers from the desktop menu. I'll use the command prompt and I will use the ping command. Yes, I'm getting the successful ping response here for printer 0, and similarly I should get the successful ping response for the wireless printer. Yes, in this way we have tested the connectivity between the wired devices and the wireless devices. So the practical is successfully performed. Thanks for watching.